Hello everyone, welcome back to another Transformers vid. I've been off on my travels collecting again at boot fairs. I haven't got a huge haul of stuff this time, but picked up a few little bits, a couple of interesting little bits anyway. I picked up some individual little bits which I needed to repair, a couple of bots, some bits for just one of the sort of deluxe or Voyager class, whichever class them as, but a couple of bits just to try and repair Optimus Prime. I've got still missing a few bits like his other hype, which fits on his gun there, obviously the missiles. I think there's a couple of bits missing from his shoulders as well. But although some of the bits are a bit mismatched in colour and that, I'm kind of sort of thinking, even if they don't all match, it will do as almost like a Prime that's been battle damaged and been repaired. So I'm kind of going with that way with that figure, unless I find all the parts to make him complete properly. I did pick up another Transformer that's missing a couple of little bits. I got a Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Starfighter. He's just missing his lightsabers, I think. Not the most impressive figure, but he's not bad in the vehicle mode, though he's horrendous to stand up. I'm actually going to lay that figure down. I also picked up, let's see, a couple of Universe Classics little figures. Now, I've looked it up to find out the name, and it's called Hot Zone, where I found it listed, but it's a repaint of the Cybertron Optimus Prime. But I think what they're getting at, they was making like a set of leaders, like classic leaders class of the combiners, and that should really be Hotspot. But colour scheme and actual design, it actually works really well for Hotspot. But of course, like I say, they call it Hot Zone. But yeah, nice little figure. And as I say, not one I've actually come across before, in that colour scheme anyway. The other one I found, which again is from the same set, is Silverbolt, and he's a recolour of the Starscream mould. He's missing his little gun on the side, but I don't really care about that too much. But yeah, nice little different variation on the same Transformer. Wouldn't mind actually picking up more of the same, even if they were the same colour scheme, because I could repaint those quite simply to be the other Seeker Jets and have a little Seeker Jet set. But yeah, that was a nice little find. Getting to actual proper figures, I picked up another Bumblebee, but this is different from the other modern Camaro that I've got. He's not a mech tech, but he is from the first movie. He's from 2006. Now the only bit was actually missing from him was his head, but I actually had a spare, so I snapped that back on. How kids ever get these off, God knows, because I had a hell of a job getting it back onto the ball joint. But it was complete, but in separate bits inside a box, so I had to sort of like reassemble him, crouched on the floor by this kid's toy box. But I even found his mech-tech weapon as well in there. So again, not a bad find, and it is different because the other one I've got of this sort of style is the sort of battle damaged one, so it's worth enough sort of like picking up a slightly different colour scheme version of him. And again, for what I'm paying for a boot fair, it's alright. I can live with buying another Bumblebee for that sort of money. I should say I got the Jedi Starfighter, the parts for Optimus, Bumblebee, and the next one, which is a Voyager class, I should imagine, Ratchet in his green colour scheme. And again, he was missing a couple of these bits, but I searched through the box and found like these back sort of flat parts. They were loose. I found his weapon, which was great, because my other one, which is in white, I haven't actually got the weapon for, so actually finding the weapon was brilliant. And I had to find his front grille because that had come off at some point as well. But yeah, so he's pretty much there, all complete, and all of those bits and those bots came to £2 for all of them. Now the little Universe ones, I think I paid I think that was 50p for the two, so I mean 25p for like classics, like Legends size figures is again great sort of money. Now the only other thing I got, and it's going to be sort of like one of those sort of Marmite things, you're either going to love it or hate it, and I must admit I wouldn't have bothered to buy it in the shops, but I'll show you it first and then tell you how much I paid for it. And it was all separate, but I picked up the Supreme Class Devastator. I just about getting him into shop because he's pretty big. He's missing a couple of little bits. He's missing a couple of the bits, the flap on top, which go on Mixmaster's mixer drum in his truck mode. And he's also missing one of the crane jib parts. If I can get it in shot, the little straight bit what goes out behind the main jib. But again, it really doesn't affect anything really, the fact they're not there. But not a bad little find. I put some batteries in and his electrics all still work, which I still think is quite funny. All these different sayings and that. So pretty nice find. All, like I say, he was all in these separate parts. I've had to look up how to combine it just for get it sort of more or less correct before I show you it. But yeah, pretty good find, and all in all for all of these parts, which is what, 6 of them, not bad for the whole lot for £1.20. So it was 20p per limb or section of him. So I think that was a pretty good bargain really, considering what he went for when he was new. But yeah, that was about it. I did see a couple of other sort of Transformers, but they were in such bad condition, bits missing, that you weren't easily going to be able to replace. Ones where they're ripped sort of limb from limb, but there was no sign of the other parts, and it just really wasn't worth picking up the bits for them because they're quite a common figure, and also nothing special, nothing I was after getting, because I might have already obviously got it. No G1. If they'd been G1 and they'd been parts, I might have picked them up, but for the more the rarity side, that they're always handy for repairs. But now we're talking sort of like animated sort of more figures, and there was the other odd movie one, but again there was hardly anything of it left, and it was damaged enough that even the parts weren't much good. So a little bit of a shame. Didn't find any more bits, but you know, there's always other boot fairs, so there's always other chances I'll find something else which would be as nice a bargain as Devastator was. But anyway, I thought I'd just show you those bits, and I shall see you again, probably for a Transformers review. All the best, and thanks for watching.